Canadian David Card is sharing this year's Nobel Prize in Economics for his work on issues at the center of public policy debates here and in the U.S. Card researches on jobs and pay in the labor market with a focus on the minimum wage, inequality, education, and immigration. Card, who grew up on a farm near Guelph, Ontario, is the third Canadian to win the Nobel for Economics. And Laura McQuillan is here for more on this now. Laura, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Card, one of 3 winners named today, but I'm going to focus in on him to begin with. You might be wondering, Labour economist, what does that really mean for me? Well, in fact, his research has been quite groundbreaking and disproven some arguments that are often used to negate the idea of raising the minimum wage or the idea of increasing immigration. In fact, back in the 90s, he published some groundbreaking research that really challenged that idea that raising the minimum wage would lead to job loss. It's often cited in arguments for increasing the minimum wage or a living wage. He's also studied, as you mentioned, immigration, education, their impacts on labour markets, what immigrants working means for other workers, and he found that, the argument that they might take away jobs is not necessarily true, can often be beneficial to the labour force on the whole. Now, the other half of this, those other 2 economists who've won, American Joshua Angrist and Dutch-American Guido Imbens, both like Card himself are professors in the United States. Now, they have won for sort of similar work. They all work on sort of cause and effect economics, but these 2 in particular created a framework that scientists can use to make these cause and effect conclusions when they can't use strict traditional methodologies. For instance, an example given at the Nobel ceremony was, what if an employer buys every employee a bike for Christmas? What will the employee do? Well, some will start biking to work, some might already be biking to work, others will take the bike but keep driving to work. So to be able to analyse that kind of behaviour after the fact, those 2 have been crucial in laying out that methodology. So some interesting economics involved in this win, and in fact we got a little bit of an interesting message from Imbens when he spoke at the ceremony. He was the only one of the 3 that spoke. He was asked what it was like to get the call notifying him that he was now a Nobel laureate, and here's what he said.
I was asleep, obviously. I was a little after 2 o'clock here in the morning. I was just absolutely stunned then to get a telephone call, and then I was just absolutely thrilled to hear the news. In particular, kind of hearing that I got to share this with Josh Angrist and David Card, who are both very good friends of mine.
So, 3 good friends winning this year. Hilary, no word yet on how that trio might celebrate their win.
Cool. Thank you so much for this, Laura. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.